When I was at school, I was bullied. I had just come over from India to England, and I was finding it really difficult to fit in with everybody. I knew English, but I couldn't speak in the right accent. I just wanted to have friends. I just wanted to be loved, but people just kept speaking bad words to me, taking the mick out of me, and just hating on me. And that created such a bitterness and anger inside of me that I didn't want to get bullied. So when I saw these people who didn't get bullied, I myself wanted to become like them. When I started hanging out with these people, the bullies and the bad boys, so this is now coming up to year 9, year 10 at school, and these guys were smoking, they were smoking cannabis. Firstly, I started off by smoking cigarettes, and the only reason I smoked cigarettes, I tried cigarettes, was to become like them, to fit into the crowd, to look like them. And as I started smoking cigarettes with them, started going out with them, that was like a vicious cycle which wouldn't fill me, but it would make me feel good for a time being, because it would make me feel like I belong somewhere now, I'm part of something, and I enjoyed it. Wow, I was enjoying it, because people were starting to get to know me. People were starting to fear me, and I was starting to make a reputation for myself. Firstly, I never used to smoke that much. It used to be once in a while, me smoking cigarettes, then moving on to cannabis. It wasn't all the time. Maybe when we would go out for special occasions or parties, just smoke then. And started drinking, started going out to clubs and stuff like that. Just having a good time, just having fun, not caring about anything else. During this time, becoming so rebellious at home. My mum and dad used to tell me things, never used to listen to them. And I thought I could do whatever I want. I thought I owned the world, even though I was still controlled by other people, by the way I acted when I was with them, or acted because of them, to please them, so they wouldn't hurt me, so they wouldn't treat me bad. As I started to smoke cannabis, which used to free me of everything, where I could just laugh about things, where I could not care about anything else, it used to give me a sense of freedom, that nothing else mattered. There was like just doorways opening for the need inside me to fill myself, to run away from reality, because there were things in my life, with myself and my family, which were hurting me, with my friends that were hurting me, situations, school stuff, education, which I couldn't handle. And so I always wanted to run away from all my problems. I always wanted to turn and just hide and just go to a different world. I always used to say to myself, I'm never going to smoke anything but cannabis. I used to say I'm going to only smoke the herbs, nothing synthetic. But somehow I got into doing cocaine, ketamine, MDMA, and that became a routine for me. Even though I used to go to the college course and I was doing well at the college course, I used to go high into college and just still be me. My dad had called me up and he said, come back for Christmas on the Christmas day. But I said to him, I've got a Christmas party to go to and I'll come after that. And that night, that party that I went to, I describe it as a nightmare night, where that night was darker than dark. And I was so empty inside, and the people that I had tried to be friends with, they stabbed me in the back. They were not my friends. they were only my friends as long as they got something from me. And this made me really angry and bitter. And I went back, came back to High Wycombe. That's where I lived. And I went to my cousin's house. The TV was on and they had a CVC thevoiceasia playing, Pastor Danny and others, and they said that there was a New Year's Eve service, a party. That's what I thought. I thought I was going to a New Year's Eve party at the Sanctuary Church. I was going there for the food, I was going there for the music, for the dancing, the dole, for the bhangra. That was my intentions, to go there. But when I went there, I could see something in the air. I could smell it, I could feel it. It was like I was coming back home. And I was so burdened with all these things that had happened to me. There was so much hatred, anger, and bitterness inside of me. I never used to share any of this with anybody. It was all just inside of me. And the message that was preached was from the Bible. It was Matthew chapter 11 verse 28, where Jesus says, "Come to me, all you are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest." And I was so burdened, I was so just needed rest. Just wanted to run away from everything that was going on in my life. And I just said to Jesus that day, if you take all of these things away from me, all of these drugs, all of this pain and anger and hatred inside of me, if you take all of these things away from me, I will follow you and I will do exactly what you say. I felt God come and embrace me. He took me, He accepted me for who I was, even though I had messed up so bad. And that night we just cried as a family and just prayed and asked God to take over. He had changed all my desires. I don't know how it happened. I totally don't know how it happened. But I know that it happened and it's true. I had stashes of Rizzlers, tobacco and lighters and gas, all of these things. I chucked all of these things away the next day. I was like, I don't want this. All I want is Jesus. And that love, it was so amazing. Falling in love with Jesus is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I used to love music, I used to love dancing, but I never used to rap. And I just said to Jesus, when I gave myself up to Him, I said to Him, what do you want me to do? And one day I was just praying and words just started flowing out. Words just came to me. And that's how I started rapping. I'm Aldrin Singh. God, first importantly, is my Heavenly Father. He's my daddy. Then He's my God. He's my King. He's my ruler. He's my master. He's my healer. Without Him, I am of no value without my God.